Welcome back to the Proper Football Podcast. Today we're going to talk about Barcelona and Atletico and, 1-0 result. And from what I've seen, I think it was the best time for Atletico to come and play against Barcelona because they've been vulnerable lately.
Yeah, especially with some of the big injuries they've had. Gavi out for the season, as we know. Unfortunate miss for Barca. Ter Stegen out for a couple of months. So some big positions having to be filled in there. And like you said, Atletico's probably looking forward to this game, especially, having a good run of form in the past few months.
I don't know if they were looking forward to it based on how they played, actually, because it seemed like the first half looked kind of slow for them, and then they picked it up towards the end, second half, because they obviously needed a goal, which they couldn't get. But let's talk about how the game started. Barcelona came forward with front foot, and they played good. Rafinha on the right, Joao Felix on the left, and Lewandowski up top. Probably their best selection when it comes to forwards.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they did good first half.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona, they knew coming into the game they had to do good because they were in fourth. They had to come up and get into the top three. Girona and Real Madrid taking it away with 38 points. They needed to get into the 34-point-ish thing. Same thing with Atletico Madrid. They want to be pushing for this as well, especially knowing the history between Barca and Atletico. Atletico never winning at Barcelona's home ever under Diego Simeone's reign since 2011. I mean, they got to win these games, and Barca definitely looked dangerous in the first half with Rafinha. Both wings going out and making sure that they have some options and giving Lewandowski some services, which was a little difficult for him to capitalize on.
Yeah. Let's talk about Diego Simeone real quick. Highest paid coach in Europe. Like you said, he comes in, in 2011?
Yeah.
And he transforms this team. He brought them to the Champions League final. I don't know if it was a few times, but what I can remember, they went against Real Madrid.
Yeah, the famous 4-1
Yeah.
into injury, not injury time, extra time.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Bro, I was working at CVS as a pharmacy technician, watching the game right on my phone, bro. That was a game. I'll never forget that. Sergio Ramos header.
And in the recent years, too, they've won with Luis Suarez when he came from Barcelona, transferred to Atletico, and won the league in his first season there. You remember that?
Yeah, in the last game of the season, wasn't it at Barca? They tied 1-1 to win it?
I don't recall.
I believe so. But either way, since he's been there, he's transformed that club, even style of play, trophies, winning La Liga a couple times, knocking big teams out like Barcelona out of the Champions League, 2014 and 2016, recent, you know what I'm saying? In the past 10 years, Atletico wasn't a big club back in the day. What were they?
Not too much. I mean,
back when we were kids, we would think Valencia and Sevilla as the third and fourth teams, right?
No, I mean, back in the day too, they had some talent. Remember when they had Sergio Aguero and Diego Forlan,
Jose Reyes.
Yeah, they had a powerhouse. Yeah, Jose Reyes. Rest his soul. He was a good player too. But yeah, Diego Simeone, man, he's just a consistent guy, a guy that's gonna give you appropriate results every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Come in, they're gonna reach top 4 at least. They're going to Champions League.
Right.
But I think he's a good coach, and some players might have
differing opinions.
Yeah, something else to say. A guy like Joao Felix. I was never a fan of the purchase. A few years ago when Atletico splashed the cash.
How much cash wasn't it?
It was 100, over
120 million for a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
unproven.
That was insane. I wouldn't say unproven. He did good in Benfica. But most people, they tend to do good in, the Portuguese league.
Right.
And, they might not go and do the best. Like right now, Nunes.
Yep.
Coming from Benfica, he was, scoring a lot. He was just doing a lot more. But now he's going to Liverpool, and his production has slowed down a bit. But now it's picking up a little bit, but should be better for the money that we spent. But I never thought Joao Felix fit in the system for Atletico. He's more so the attacking player.
Free roam.
Exactly. And then, like, Atletico don't really have players like that. They're more defensive side. They've always been defensive.
Yeah, I agree. Atletico is very structured and programmed and systematic. You're playing in this position, this is what you're going to do for the 90 minutes. You're playing here, you're going to have this duty to complete for this 90 minutes. You're going to work for the team. You're not going to do any fancy tricks, this, any other. We're going to play as a unit, defensively first-minded. And if we can attack and score, then we'll go. But it's defense first. And players like Joao Felix and free roamers that maybe don't like that systematic style of play aren't going to fit in the system. And we saw that he forced his move out of that club in the summer.
Oh, yeah. You definitely force your move when you say it's more fun to play for Barcelona than Atletico Madrid. And, yeah, yo.
Can you imagine saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I seen him talk in the interview, post-game, and he said, like, a lot of people were questioning his professionalism. But, when he scored, too, he jumped.
He did the Messi celebration.
Yeah, he stood up, and he really celebrated against his parent club.
Right.
But, like I said, everybody's entitled to go and do whatever they want to do.
But they do need to face the consequences if any come.
But, like, look, imagine Barcelona. They're not able to pay the sum that Atletico wants for him. Now, Atletico offloads him to another team that he does not want to play for. Could happen.
It could happen. It's a form of punishment. And we even saw on the pitch, his former teammates weren't too happy with him and definitely showing it. Like, yo, we're not pleased with your comments saying that, it's funner to play for Barcelona. And anybody who doesn't agree is lying, especially the Atletico players, because they know it's not fun playing for that squad.
He legit got hacked every time he got the ball. And I thought he was, like, a standout player for that game. Not even just because he scored a goal. I feel like every time he touched the ball, he actually did something with it.
Yeah, he was very threatening, very active offensively, but also defensively when they have to track back. I love players that, that can attack, of course. That's the most, the spectacle. But players that have that will and want to go and defend, especially wingers who have the tendency of just not tracking back. I love seeing it, and he looks like a rejuvenated player at Barcelona. Xavi hasn't played in a role where he has a lot more freedom compared to where he was at Atletico Madrid, but also with that freedom, now he has the willingness to work for the club, work for the coach, and do what he's needed to be part of the team for it to function well. Yeah,
he seems more happy, but obviously, like I said, in that scenario, probably not the best thing to say.
Yeah.
Especially, you're not secure yet. Like, you're not a Barcelona player yet. But
you're on loan.
Yeah, you're on loan. But what's dope, though? Like, in England, I think, like, in the release clause or something, you can't really play against your parent club. Like, not even Barcelona. In Spain, you actually can.
There's no rule.
There's no rule. I think that's dope.
I think that's cool because, if I'm going to borrow a player, I want to borrow them for the season.
Full effect.
38 games. I don't want to play him just for 36 games. He might get injured and play even less already. If I want this player, I'm paying a portion of the wages, whatever the agreement is. Let me play him whenever I want.
Yeah, that is right. Like I said, I like the concept.
Yeah.
Maybe other leagues won't, implement that, but that would be dope if they did.
Yeah, I think so.
But Joao Felix definitely stood out. I love how he rolled the ball over and beautiful chip with the left foot.
What a chip, bro. I mean, with the left foot. I was going to say weak foot. Like, it's so easy to get your feet tangled and just miscue with a finesse shot on your weak foot, because that's very difficult, at least for me. I'll speak for myself. I know there's some players that are more talented than me on their weak foot, but great finish, great build-up play as well, and they took the lead in the first half, and Barca looked strong. Gundogan and Pedri, Gundogan, Pedri, and De Jong looked very strong in that midfield. We saw De Jong dropping back a little bit to kind of be the facilitator and just, be
more defensive
mid, but not be a defensive player, if that makes sense. And even coming up defensively with almost like a crazy block. I think it was in the second half. I'm not remembering too clear, but
Pena?
No, Pena. We'll get to Pena, but
right. I thought you said Pena.
Nah, but Frankie De Jong, some great defensive plays. When they were looking vulnerable, and he came out big, man. I'm glad he stayed at Barca because I know there's rumors of him leaving, going to Man U, going here, going there. I think he's just perfect for that club. Man.
He's a perfect Barcelona player. Yeah. That time they wanted him to go never made sense to me. Like when he was in Ajax, like I wanted him. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan. I wanted him to go to Liverpool, but I'm like, yo, realistically, this dude can be something else in Barcelona.
Yeah.
You see, like, how he turns, how he passes the ball. When he plays for Netherlands, like, his style of play never changes. And I think he's a top player. And at least for that time, he was undervalued. But now, like, I hope they're starting to understand, what he can do. He's efficient. And Gundogan has a lot to offer just coming from Man City.
Experience.
That's a big that's a big key because that's right now. Man City, they're lacking experience.
And you can see it now.
And you can definitely see it with him and Kevin De Bruyne out.
Right. Mara's gone too.
You can see another key player.
Experience and leadership off the pitch. And now it's like, who's going to step up? People can say they step up, but knowing and doing are two different type of things.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, Gundogan had some space to maneuver up top and help Frankie De Jong defensively at times. But those three, it's a solid three midfield if you ask me.
Bro.
Gavi, yeah, I know he's injured, but that three is a secure midfield three.
So if Gavi comes back, when he comes back, who's your starting three?
That's tough. For me, I would prefer this three over Gavi because I think Gundogan is, how can I say, more solidified. He's done more to the game, like contribution to the game. He's played for Dortmund, he's played for City, now he's in Barcelona. And yeah, his age is climbing up a bit, but he's still at his peak, I don't think Gavi's better than Pedri.
No way.
I don't think Gavi's better than Frankie De Jong. Yeah. And they play different positions anyways. Yeah. So if anyone's to come off, it would have to be Gundogan. And you know how they are, bro. They're probably going to take out Gundogan anyways and let Gavi go and play. Yeah. But Gavi's young. He got time. I would just allow Gundogan to play and contribute as much as he can because he doesn't have that much time.
I agree. Gavi was going to have to come off the bench, if anything, or play a different formation. I don't know. But Pedri, for me, man, the guy's an absolute magician, man. The way he turns, the way he gets the ball, I haven't seen another player play like this since Iniesta. I'm telling you right now, and I'm not trying to make the Barca to Barca comparison. The way this guy moves on the ball is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in about 10 years. So if he continues, as long as they can manage his load and not play him every single game, and he looks exhausted. The guy's 21 years old or so, and you can see in his eyes he's exhausted. He looks like he's 40. He looks like Pandev from Inter, bro.
That's
crazy.
Nuts.
You know what I'm saying? And
you think he's not getting sleep at night?
He's not getting sleep at night because there's so much stress involved with the game and all that. But
you think he's stressed? Like, damn, I gotta go to training tomorrow. Damn, I gotta play.
Being a footballer is not no regular job. It's intense, man. It's all.
But some people, how can I put it? Some people are up for that task, and other people can't do it because it does take a lot.
Yeah, but starting that, playing that many games that young, bro, you'll get drained out.
We've gone through this, but it is what it is. That's what he's doing, and
I hope he can just maintain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But going on second half, Atletico seems like they're building more pressure towards the second half
because they were pretty poor in the first half.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that they were poor. What else?
Made some subs.
Yeah, they made some subs. I felt like Morata didn't really stand out to me first half. I felt like Depay coming in, he did a little bit more, opening up spaces, holding up the ball pretty well. What's his name? Hararo? I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Defender from Barcelona.
Araujo. Ronald Araujo.
Well, he was holding up, bro. He was like...
Dude was an animal.
Nah, he is an animal. He was holding Depay every chance he got. But like I said, Depay, best chance of the game was his free kick.
Free kick, yep.
And, they had another free kick. I'm like, let the guy take it again. No, Griezmann took it. But, hey, it is what it is.
Bro, Depay
that was the
back
best
in
chance.
the day, you remember when he was at Lyon and even in the Netherlands team, those free kicks were lethal. I would see, reels and TikTok videos of him just scoring free kick after free kick after free kick. It was crazy. But, yeah, I think when they made those subs, like Lino coming in on the wing, Koke for me was poor. DePaul was poor for me as well. I thought he was going to be more aggressive and really give Gundogan and Pedri a more difficult time on the ball, but it seemed like they had a lot of space.
And Koke's been doing pretty good this season, and, yeah, I can agree with you. DePaul, too. He wasn't putting in those tackles that we know he would do, and, yeah, definitely poor. Saul came in. I think he did pretty good. But overall game, I think it was a good game. Pena did pretty good. He has some amazing saves.
Especially filling in some big shoes, man. Like, Ter Stegen's one of the best goalies in the world. And all the eyes are going to be on you because Ter Stegen should be there, and you're in there now. So I think he definitely made some huge saves, especially at the end. Can he keep the spot in the time being? Or if Ter Stegen's out for a while, are they going to look in the transfer market?
No, I think they're going to put their faith in Pena and just wait until Ter Stegen comes back. Barcelona, they're not the type of team. I don't even think they have finances right now to go off and buy players. I mean, they got one player coming in. I forget his name, but
Victor Roque.
Striker, right?
Yeah,
from Brazil.
Yeah,
he's coming in January. But, maybe he comes in and they give him game time because it doesn't seem like they have a lot of faith in Lewandowski right now.
Right, Lewandowski. I saw something where there's something in his contract where if he plays less than 45 minutes for 55% of the games, they can cancel his contract at the end of the season. So with this new Brazilian guy, if he comes in and gets a chance and starts scoring goals galore, could be kind of tricky for Mr. Lewandowski.
Could be a
they have options. That's what I'm saying. Lewandowski
play up top.
He had many chances in the game, and he didn't take any of them, and some clear chances as well. So, we're not going to judge Lewandowski just on one game, but he needs to start scoring for this team at a more consistent rate, especially at the big moments where they need him.
Yeah, I mean, right now it seems like what he has, I believe, is like 8. I forget the number, but games that he played. But he has 12 goal contributions this season.
Yeah, I feel like that's 17 games, 8 goals.
Round there, yeah. I don't think it's bad, but obviously not to Lewandowski standards. Mm-hmm. But we also got to remember the dude's getting old too. Yeah. Like that last chance he had, I was like, yeah, Lewandowski's definitely getting old. When he cut in and then he didn't really execute fast enough and it just went outside. I'm like, wow, yeah. He's starting to show his age a bit.
Yeah, it's more of a mental lapse for me because it's just something's off. Something's clearly off, man, and I hope he can figure it out because he's a top player and Barcelona can use him while they have him. So we'll get to see. But congrats to Barcelona. Atletico Madrid, they have a game in hand, sitting in 4th in the league, so maybe they can come back.
They face Girona next, right? So
let us know if you'd like us to cover that game next week because, wow, that's going to be a game. Girona's tied in first, then second. But
I think they're 4 points ahead.
They are. They have 38 points, tied with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Damn, that's spicy, bro.
That's a big game right now. I don't know if Girona's going to be able to keep up with that, but it's definitely the talk of the town right now because they're in second place. Well, basically first. So
it's going to be interesting. Let us know. And since we're on the topic, please like, share, subscribe on this video if you're watching. If you're listening on the audio version, please give us a 5-star rating. You know how much that helps us. So, and we want to continue to produce content for what you guys want to see. So let us know in the comments exactly what you want to see. And like, share, subscribe, 5-star rating, and all the above and more. Thanks. On to the next game. Bayer Leverkusen 1, Borussia Dortmund 1. We were looking forward to this game because Bayer Leverkusen just been on fire this whole season and even last season with the arrival of the legend Xabi Alonso as manager of Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, I also didn't want to neglect Bayern Leverkusen because they've been very successful this season. Undefeated. They're on top of the table. And felt like this was worth talking about. Liverpool legend, Bayern legend, Real Madrid legend, now coach.
Legend of the game, brother.
Yeah, legend of the game. Great game for me. But let's talk about Xabi Alonso a bit. Xabi Alonso starts as a youth coach for Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. He makes his way up to Real Sociedad B team because I think he had some time at Real Sociedad.
He did. At the B, he was a coach for the B team, Real Sociedad. Which, by the way, I tried to do manager mode back in the day with him when Real Sociedad was in there. So, yeah, I remember that.
They were a pretty decent team at one point.
Yeah.
When they had Ruud van Nistelrooy, all these guys.
Yep. And he moves on to Germany after that and to start his official big boy managerial career. And I know you know the stats better than me on what Bayer Leverkusen was looking like before he came in and after he came in.
Yeah, I mean, when he first came in, he started off, he had a team that was in 17th place and worked their way up to sixth place. And to be noted, in Germany, there's not 20 teams. 18.
There's 18 teams. So if you're 17th, you're going down.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
So how's it work in Germany? Is it the bottom two?
I think it's the bottom two.
Okay.
That go down.
Yeah. So he he definitely saved the team. Like I said, sixth position. He goes all the way to the Europa League semifinals. And yeah, Xabi Alonso, I believe, this guy has it in his blood. His father was a coach at one point.
Really?
He won 3 Spanish league titles. And, playing for Real Madrid under Rafa Benitez, playing for Pep under Bayern Munich. Yep. Ancelotti too, right?
Real Madrid?
Real Madrid, I believe so.
Was Ancelotti? Yeah, Ancelotti must have been the coach.
Yeah, I believe so. Mourinho, I'm not sure. But I think he was coach under Ancelotti. I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. But just all these coaches that he's been around, even his father being a coach, you almost feel like it's, like I said, it's in his blood. Like it's his duty to be a coach. Because right now, like I said, they're in first place and they're killing it, man. They look like the best team in Europe right now.
Yeah, they are. They have the best record.
Yeah.
I think in the past 19 games they have 17 wins, 2 draws. Draw today with Borussia Dortmund, and also with Bayern Munich.
2-2, right?
2-2. Not a bad record if you ask me. I think they're performing so well, and it's down to the tactics that Xabi Alonso is putting together, and it kind of reminds me of like people like Eddie Howe taking Newcastle from the worst to Champions League.
I mean, Eddie Howe had a lot of finances too.
Had a lot of finances as well.
Finance had a lot in play with that one.
If you look at some of the players, you're not looking at big name players like top tier, top 10 in the world, you know what I'm saying? I think it's really good to see that football's changing. It's not really so much about the big players anymore because you see what happened at PSG, not much. But you're looking at players that play for Newcastle, Brighton, and these coaches that have different ideas and different philosophies on high-intensity press, more progressive, more attacking. They're doing really well, and it looks like teams are having a difficult time figuring them out.
Yeah, it has to do a lot with tactics. But also, they did lose Diaby. Remember, he went to Aston Villa, big player. And, they added a few players this year. They added Boniface. They added...
What a signing, bro.
Great Nigerian striker. Nigeria has a big problem because it seems like they have a big selection when it comes to strikers right now.
Yeah.
Hofmann, he came in. Who else came in? Xhaka came in. And Xhaka, when he was at Arsenal, it seemed like he was on his way out. Like he wasn't the same player anymore. It almost seemed like he was not going to be useful for his next team. Yeah.
Kind of checked
but
out.
No.
Yeah.
This guy, man, he's been phenomenal in this league, and it's a league that he's familiar with. Right. He's played here in the past. And Grimaldo, too. These are all players that came in and came on the starting sheet and made a change and adapted really quick into the team. But yo, fun fact though, Xabi Alonso. You know who was his neighbor growing up?
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta, bro.
Mikel Arteta.
Yeah. Oh, Mikel Arteta. Yeah.
Arsenal coach.
Yes.
Wow.
So Mikel Arteta was Xabi Alonso's neighbor growing up. They played with each other, and then he got scouted. He went to Barcelona.
That's what I was going to say. How
Xabi
did
Alonso ended up going to Real Sociedad, and then they became neighbors again when, the Merseyside derby. Mikel Arteta played for Everton, and Xabi Alonso played for Liverpool.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
That's
now
outrageous.
they're both major managers right now.
Maybe they'll have a clash in the Champions League pretty soon, or Europa League.
Can be. That'll be dope if they do end up in the same group, because Bayern Leverkusen, the way they're going, they're making it to the Champions League. Even though if they don't end up winning the league, they're gonna go to Champions League because
they're playing
the best. They're playing the best ball in Germany right now.
Yeah.
And as far as players on paper, you think Bayern would be the better team, but I think after even just watching the Dortmund game, I prefer watching Leverkusen than Bayern.
I agree because, well, I agree with you because we don't have such a high standard for Leverkusen. We're thinking mid-table, top 6. Well, we know Bayern is top of the crop. You know what I'm saying? Even though Bayern is playing incredible ball right now, Sane is on fire. Harry Kane, we don't need to go into that. But Bayer Leverkusen, because we have such a low standard, and we're seeing just, like I said, attacking, progressive. We'll talk about how the game went, but it looks like everybody up when we have the ball. And when we don't have the ball, everybody up so we can get back the ball. Yeah. It's not just drop off and let the team. No, go and press, get this ball back, and it's working because look at their record.
Yeah, like, when the other team has a ball defensively, they almost push 4 guys up, and then they keep 2 in the midfield. So it's hard to figure out that next pass. Like, all right, I want to pass to someone in the midfield. Now maybe the team's forced to, hit a long ball, but then you got tall guys back there too. Jonathan Tah,
yeah.
He's a big guy, and he's been on that team for a while. Great defender. But
did you see what Hummels was saying about him?
What was he saying?
Their teammates on German national team, obviously, and he said, he's highly impressed with Jonathan Tah, the way he trains,
his game
plays.
Stepped up a lot.
A lot, bro. He was always like a prospect, like going to be maybe one of the best defenders in Germany and just that. But now he's shown it based on what I saw yesterday. Outrageous. Just a great freaking player, man. Strong, aerial threat. Doesn't matter what type of forward is there. Like it looks like he's gonna be able to stay with them. I even saw like a graphic of the average. Like how they put out these graphics where it shows you the most time the player spent. Jonathan Tah, the furthest back outfield player, spent most of his time in the center circle, and then Fulkrug, the forward for Dortmund, spent the majority in the center circle. So that just tells you, Bayer Leverkusen just pressing high, and anytime they need to get out, Jonathan Tah or Tapsoba or one of the other guys is there to head it out, maintain possession, and play out. Yeah. I mean, the way they're playing is phenomenal.
Yeah, like I said, down to formation. They change into 3-4 formations in a game. Sometimes they're playing 5 in the back. Sometimes they're playing 3 in the back. Sometimes they have Jonathan Tah still there, and they're pushing their 2 center backs up a little bit to create a diamond. And they're an entertaining team to watch. And Dortmund right now being in first place in the Champions League, and they showed so much respect for Leverkusen to the point that they were comfortable with securing that 1 goal, which was a really good goal. He held the ball up really nice, and gave him a nice little pass on the side to score.
Proper number 9 play, bro.
Me as a forward, bro, I used to love holding that ball up top.
I remember you did a very good job, and nowadays you don't see many forwards that do
holders.
that. You see forwards that will run through the channels and almost playing like a winger in a sense, even though their body frame is like, you're built to hold up this ball. It's good to see that we still have like proper number 9s, traditional number 9s that still can hold up the ball, lay off a pass instead of looking for the goal every time.
That is true. See, when you're holding the ball, it gives your teammate space to, run off of. But good goal early on too. But then it's like early on, what is Dortmund going to do? They legit sat back the whole entire game from that goal until the end.
From the 5th minute till the 94th minute.
Yeah, and Bayer Leverkusen, it almost felt like they had to score.
Yeah.
Because, having 23 shots,
Bro,
in a game.
Their expected goal was 2.33
That's
expected
nuts,
goals.
fam. That's nuts.
23 shots. I mean, that's crazy. And that all has to come down to the style of play, man. You're seeing Grimaldo flying up the wing, Frimpong playing right wing pretty much.
Dude, he has a lot of goals and assists this year. Even Grimaldo, too. A lot of goals and assists. I think Grimaldo, if I can't remember, I think he had a free kick this game, too.
Did
he hit the post or crossbar? Or was it close?
It was close. I don't think he hit the crossbar. It was close.
Yeah. But, him, too. They got good stats. They're like Alexander, Arnold, and Robinson when it comes to stats.
Yeah.
But probably even more for goals because I don't think Robinson ever had that many goals in a season.
Yeah.
But, they're definitely good to have on the wings because they do the job up front and defensively.
Right.
Bro,
not
Palacio.
Yeah.
Palacio and Shaka, great partnership. They understand each other pretty well. They know what to do. And
I really
Boniface,
like that guy,
Boniface,
Palacio, bro.
yeah.
Palacio World Cup winner.
Yeah.
He really brings the intensity in that. Has the legs. I really like the guy, man.
We're forgetting Wirtz, too.
Florian Wirtz, I mean, see, they have so many great players that play their role and play at such a high level that we're forgetting the top players like Florian Wirtz that just came back from injury, I understand, but still a top player. Hoffman putting in a shift. I mean, these guys are actually working together as a squad, and you can see that they're buying in to Xabi Alonso's philosophy. There's some coaches out there that they put out a philosophy, and you'll see that the players ain't going to play that philosophy anymore, and they're not backing a coach, and that's where things start going wrong. But as long as it's
working, though, so
as long as it works.
Now there's an incentive to keep applying that, system. But, Dortmund right now, I don't know. I didn't really like their style of play. Parking the bus, and it's not entertaining.
Let's go Madrid style, man. That's what it was, man.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I mean, but I got to give credit to Bayer Leverkusen even more because it's tough when you're looking to play out the back. Emre Can lost the ball a lot of times, I saw, and it's down to the pressing. Everybody's pressing up. Frimpong is coming from the right-hand side and pressing. Grimaldo's up there like a left winger. And you have pretty much 4 midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, 2 central midfielders, going in and pressing and pressing and pressing. You also have 3 in the back to cover. All you can do is boot it out. And then you have big Jonathan Tah going to win every 50-50 ball in the air. And then Bayer Leverkusen continues to maintain possession. They had 65% possession or something like that?
69.
69. You call it 70% possession. There's not much you can do when you get impressed like that and you don't have, the quality to get out of it. So that's another thing to think about for Bayer Leverkusen as well. Once you play a team that can get out of this high press, you're exposed.
True that. And, I mean, we gave credit to Xabi Alonso in the beginning, but if he makes it to the Champions League final and wins the league.
Champions League final?
Sorry.
Okay.
Not Champions League final. I meant to say a Bundesliga, if he wins the Bundesliga title, does he go to Real Madrid next season? Does Ancelotti end up leaving? Because there was some talk about Ancelotti going to Brazil, right?
But who would want to go to Brazil in the state they're in? They're in 6th place in the World Cup qualifying.
That's a tough job now.
Let's just say Ancelotti leaves. And Real Madrid needs a coach. I think Xabi Alonso would be one of the top candidates there. But if you're Xabi Alonso, do you really want to leave a team that you literally constructed by hand, philosophy-wise? And let's be real, you're not going to bring this philosophy to Real Madrid.
Honestly, he could. And he could change, certain playing styles for certain players too. And they're in need of certain players. Like, let's be real. If he goes, who knows? Maybe a player follows him. Maybe one or two players, because that happens. When Mourinho goes to Chelsea, to Man U,
he has his players.
Matic will go. This player, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it usually just happens. And they're in need of a left back. Grimaldo could be the one. And they're in need of a right back. Frimpong could be one, Let's be real. And, yeah, I think that's all. Yo, Boniface? I don't know.
Boniface? Mbappe? I don't know.
I don't know if Mbappe goes around Madrid just due to all the, the waiting game. And
yeah, I think
they're going to just let him go and end up getting Haaland, to be honest.
That's outrageousness.
But Xabi Alonso, definitely the guy.
He's definitely the guy
for the job
in Real Madrid's perspective. But do you leave as Xabi Alonso? Like, look at what you've just created. After one season,
it is tough though. But a lot of managers do that. Graham Potter's when he was at, Brighton.
But look at how that ended up.
Exactly.
It's such a drastic change compared to what your style of play is for Brighton. Because you can't. That's what I'm saying. I don't see Xabi Alonso bringing this style of play to Real Madrid.
Yep.
Graham Potter couldn't bring that style of play to Chelsea from Brighton, and he was like confused himself. And you never want to be in a position, especially a club like Real Madrid. He's really gonna have to take a deep think at this and see if he's ready for that jump, because it's a big jump as well mentally.
If he stays, it's no problem. Yeah. If he goes, it's no problem either, because it's just another challenge. Because Real Madrid, even though they look pretty decent, they still look kind of different to me. They don't look like the attacking team that they should be. And if he did it at Bayern Leverkusen, if he solved the problems there, I think he could solve the problems at Real Madrid too. I have faith in the guy. He has experience in the league. He speaks the language, obviously. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good coach, man.
Phenomenal coach, man. Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen been talking about them all session. I mean, for Dortmund, like we said, a little disappointing as a viewer's point of view, as a neutral, seeing such a defensive side. But I feel like Hummels, other than the goal they conceded, because I saw Hummels, he just drifted to the left too much and it left that wide open gap for Boniface to run through and Sheik to pass that nice ball through. But other than that, I thought he was very, very well composed and showed up, especially at his age, 35. Competing for Dortmund. I think he was a rock back there for Dortmund. But other than that, other than him and Fulkrug, not
their goalkeeper though, Kobel.
Oh yeah,
I think he made some good saves that game.
He's a good keeper, man. I remember for years we'd see Weidenfeller there, and then all of a sudden Weidenfeller retired, and it was like, yo, who's the goalie for Dortmund?
This guy? Yeah.
We had Berkey, and then we had Kobel. But yeah, Kobel's a good player. But it was tough with as many shots he was taking and just the pressure. You can't really play out the back. But Dortmund, man, they're not really looking too good. They got 7 wins, like 4 draws, 2 losses, something like that.
Yeah.
And, it's they're in the Champions League. They're moving on, but I feel like they're going to have to focus on one, because last year is probably their year to win it, and they dropped the ball in the last game of the season. Can they come back from where they are now and push for maybe, a second or third place finish?
I don't think second and first is in the equation right now. I think just trying to stay in the top 4 is definitely the goal for them. But what else can I add to the game?
Their injuries as well. They had some big Oshkan. I like that midfield. I remember him when he played against Chelsea. I really liked him in the Champions League last year. Nicolas Sula, their center back. Haller, I think, just came back from injury. Gio Reyna didn't make a feature because he was on that bench, but didn't make a feature because he just came back from injury. So they do have some frailties and as far as depth goes, but we'll have to see if they can bounce back from this. But I think they take this as a win. Bayer Leverkusen,
it was a great result for
heavy favorite.
Dortmund right now. 1 point against Leverkusen. Like I said, great result. They're the best team in Germany right now, and one of the best teams in Europe right now. So, that's just how it goes. But let us know how you feel about this segment. Let us know if there's any other games you want us to talk about in the Bundesliga. And we're going to go off into the next segment. I lied. Man City and Tottenham.
Indeed. I wish we were talking about Chelsea, but
yeah, we don't need to talk about them. Actually, they did pretty good. I got to give it to them. They won 3-2 against Brighton.
With a man down.
So good for them. And we're going to start with the EPL newscast. So we got 2-1 Arsenal wins against Wolves. We have 3-1 Brentford win against Luton. We have 5-0 Sheffield United taking a crazy loss against Burnley. That probably shows you how bad Sheffield United is and why they shouldn't be in the EPL.
So bad that they just sacked their coach.
Yep.
Crazy.
Seen that. Yeah. We got a win for Everton against, Nottingham Forest. Surprising for me. Nottingham Forest is a good team right now. And Newcastle take it 1-0 against United, and Newcastle had a great game.
Round of applause for Newcastle. We're not going to talk about the game, but phenomenal game, phenomenal performance. Newcastle flying right now. Moving on to Sunday's games, Bournemouth and Aston Villa draw 2-2 with Ollie Watkins stealing the show with an assist and a goal. Chelsea survive against Brighton 3-2 despite being a man down for 45 minutes.
Yo, Enzo
with 2 goals.
Yeah.
Finally. Showing out. First 2 goals for Chelsea.
That's crazy to get the same game.
Yeah, outrageous.
Yeah.
But Liverpool were just emotional roller coaster, 4-3 win against Fulham. Just outrageous. Trent saving the day.
I got to talk about this real quick.
This
was a good game. Yeah. Far as goals for Liverpool. Bro, every goal Liverpool scored was wicked.
Another banger.
Alexander-Arnold, free kick. Crazy. Became an own goal. Who else scored? McAllister scored his first goal for Liverpool.
What a blast.
Endo scored his first goal for Liverpool. A nice, cheeky finesse shot.
Bro, before you go, he got subbed on in the game.
Second half.
And you guys were down 3-2 at the point. And I'm like, yo, Klopp, what are you doing, bro? You need an attacker. Go put on an attacker. What are you doing? He goes, you saw me in the group chat. I was like, yo, what is Endo doing in the game? Klopp lost his mind. Yeah. Then he scores a blast like that, bro. I said, yo, I take back what I said.
No, Endo, that was beautiful. And then the last goal, Trent. And it was good that, Klopp pushed Trent up, a little offensively, towards the end of the game to secure the win.
What a game that was, man.
Yeah. Oof. I would have been pissed if Liverpool lost that game.
You know who I was rooting for?
Yeah.
West Ham draw with Crystal Palace at home 1-1. And one of the games of the week, the game we're going to focus on this week as far as analysis and just sharing with the news and announcements that went on. A thriller, to say the least. 3-3 draw, Man City, Tottenham. Man, what a game this was, bro. And there's so much anticipation behind the game. Ange Postecoglou coming in with a new philosophy for Tottenham and playing this, attacking, progressive football. Man City, with all the accolades and achievements they've had over the past years. Pep Guardiola, one of the best coaches in the world. And we were kind of like, yo, is this going to be an even game? I think Man City were the favorites because of the injuries with Tottenham. But as we saw from the very first 5-6 minutes, it was going to be a thriller.
I mean, for me, I thought Tottenham were going to lose based on injuries.
Yeah.
Being forced to have Emerson and, Davis back there as center backs, kind of tough.
Their whole back line are fullbacks.
Yeah.
Outrageous, bro. And not only the injuries, but they're so stubborn, the coach at least. He has only one way to play. Even with Chelsea down to 9 men, still playing attacking football, high line, not dropping back. Against City with no center backs, not even, having a proper team on the pitch with so many injuries, still not changing your style of play to be a little bit more defensive or a little bit more pragmatic.
I know you say stubborn, bro, but at least in this scenario, he got the job done.
It worked, man. And that's what I was going to say. Prior to the game starting, I'm like, man, I think Man City got the edge, not only because of injuries, but because of style of play. And they're just not going to change. And Man City is already going to know. Just play the through ball into Haaland or just break them down and we'll find a way.
Yeah.
But that's not how it went.
Yeah. Yo, I was going to say he believes in his players. He's always calm,
and the players
composed.
Believe in him.
The players believe in him. But what I thought was dope towards the end of the game, he said when he went into the dressing room, he just wanted his players to play, go out there, show character, get things done. But he said if things don't go right, he will obviously take responsibility. Why? Because of the way that they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And, yo, everybody should just trust this guy, trust the process, and continue to go because it's definitely a tough task when, you know, most of your key players are out. I mean, they got Romero coming in next week. You know, that's going to help a lot. But
who just dropped?
Davies.
Davies?
Yeah.
I think he's left-footed. He might just keep him in there because he's left-footed and drop Emerson.
I mean, Emerson was trying to nutmeg people and, you know, defensively. The Brazilian was kicking in him. He was like, I have to nutmeg this guy. But, Tottenham actually, the last 7 results have been like this against City. 2-0 Tottenham. 2-0 Tottenham. 3-0 City. 1-0 Tottenham. You got 3-2 Tottenham. 4-2 City. And 1-0 Tottenham.
Wow.
They're the one team in the EPL that have taken the most points from Pep since 2016. And that's surprising to me. Like, where was I, bro? Like,
yeah, right. I don't remember this happening.
I don't remember any of this happening at all. I'm like, Tottenham, bro?
Right. You would think some of the bigger clubs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U.
You know?
But Tottenham taking the most points. How many points total?
Well, with this game now, it's 21. Before the game, 20.
21 points.
That's a lot of points, man. That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points because they only face each other twice a year. Tottenham, and that number can now increase to more and more because the way they play now could be a really big thorn in the side for Pep Guardiola and Man City. But, wow.
Crazy stat, yeah.
I'm a little
I
dumbfounded because
still
I don't know
don't believe it, but it's a true fact.
Crazy.
But, you know, game starts, and I'm seeing, Tottenham, they score first. And Son legit runs from the 6-yard box all the way to the other half to even generate power in the shot after running. Past Doku.
Let's talk about that. Because as a defender, I looked at the defensive mistakes or play. Even before the Doku thing, you know, I saw Man City, they just put everybody up and put Doku as one of the last guys to defend. I understand that, but you'd rather put someone that knows how to defend to be the last defender. Maybe someone like a Kyle Walker who can, obviously has the pace, the IQ, and all that, who's not really an aerial threat. If you really want to put your big boys up, you go put in, you know.
Where was Kyle Walker at the time?
Not anywhere close to where
was he on the right
been.
Side or? Because I don't remember in that play.
All I know is that if the ball's going there, Kyle Walker should be there. And if it's not, then maybe someone like Bernardo Silva, someone that has a little bit more defensive.
Carvalho. Actually tough because
Guardiola's up in the box.
For the box.
That's what I'm saying. The big boys, Ruben Diaz, Kanji, all those guys, all right, let it be. But have some defensive, you know, solidity and backup in maybe like a Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker, those type of guys.
They probably had Doku there just because he can't do anything in the corner.
I understand that.
Unless he going to take a corner or something, which he's not.
But at the end of the day, you don't want him defending at any point, especially one-on-one against an attacker. So that was the first mistake I saw. But credit to Tottenham.
Blew past him.
It's because, I don't know what he did, but he slowed down. Doku slowed down looking at his own net, pretty much. And you either got to head it out, do something. You really didn't have to do too much defending there. You really just had to time it better, not let the ball bounce so many times. Because as soon as that ball started bouncing, Son was like, all right, this is my time to go. And every attacker, you would know better than anybody. When you see that ball going towards the defense's goal, and it's like a 50-50 shot of who's going to make it to the finish line, especially if it's a toe race and you're a quick player like Son, you're gonna have the advantage.
Yeah, but to run from the 6-yard box is nuts.
Yeah, luckily it was in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and then after that he scores another goal.
What, 2 goals in 10 minutes, bro. It's outrageous.
Last week he scored like 3 goals, but they were all offsides,
bro. I was looking at my fantasy.
He's a goal machine.
Bro, I was looking at my fantasy team, and I ended up with 2 points with Son. I should have had like 30, bro, because the way this guy was playing, he scored 3 goals. Yeah, I started him. I was pissed,
5
man,
goals.
5 goals.
An amount of 2 games is kind of nuts.
Let's clarify for everybody because he didn't really score 2 goals. He scored a goal, and about 4 minutes later, he did score another goal, but in the wrong net. He scored an own goal. And it happens, That's not anything that he could have really done. Maybe a better positioning, but it was off a set piece, a free kick from the right-hand side. Somebody whipped it in, and he just bounced off his thigh and went in.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it happens. But he has 9 goals in 11 games.
Yeah.
What do you think about that stat, Mister? I don't think Son is gonna be that good this season without Harry Kane. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it himself.
Let me respond to that because I did see that stat, 9 goals in 11 games, and I knew something was gonna be brought up this week. So what I need to clarify, what I said was, he is an overrated left winger. Now that he's playing up top, you can see the difference. He started the season at left wing, and he was very unproductive, even towards the back end of last season. This season, he's playing up top, and with a new style of play, you can see it's a different player. He's one of the best finishers in the league right now. With the stat you just gave, 9 goals is kind of crazy, especially for a midfielder, a winger. Yep. But he's making it happen because he's scoring, and team is doing well in the standings.
He found a new good role. I think he's a good, solid striker right now. And as time goes on, good wingers end up becoming strikers. Like Messi became a striker now. Ronaldo became a striker. You know what I'm saying? So I think he still could play on the wing, but they don't really have much of a selection up top. They don't really trust Richarlison, so they're gonna put Son up there.
Yeah, at the same point, Son, he's breaking records. Like, he's the first player to score against 4 different reigning champions in the Premier League.
Yeah, I've seen something that he loves just playing against City. Like, you would think, players come in to say, like, oh, man, like, it's City. Nah, he does numbers when he plays against City.
Yeah, man. And Tottenham in general is doing numbers. As we saw in the past, 6 or 7 years, they're scoring their points, and they're doing their job against Man City specifically.
Yeah, that is true. The half ends at 2-1. But as far as gameplay, I felt like City did a lot of pressing in the first half, and it got to a point Basuma made a lot of mistakes, and Emerson made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And that enforced City to go on quickly on a transition, and they got a goal. I think it's from a mistake, actually.
In the first half.
Yeah, in the first half. And then Foden scores from an assist from Alvarez.
So what I saw was another player making mistakes due to the pressing and the style of play. Like, Tottenham, you got to play out the back no matter what. The coach is going to make you play out the back no matter what. And Brian Gill, I saw when he was getting the ball a lot in the first half, he was just struggling to get out the press. Like, when he was getting pressured back to goal it was tough for him, which will be tough for many players, but one of these players is going to get like the shit out of the stick, I guess you can say.
That's why he came off, I feel like.
Yeah, they put in Højbjerg, which blew my mind. But
I think that was a proper sub.
It ended up being a proper sub because you can see he kind of came into more defensive role with Basuma, and it gave a little bit more space to play in between, and then allowed Lo Celso to pretty much do what he needs to do.
It pushed Lo Celso up in an attacking position, and then put Kulusevski on the right, and then Brennan Johnson on the left. Because Kulusevski was more so in the midfield at that point. But
center attacking mid, I think he started, right?
Yeah, attacking mid, yep.
He looked like a different player, and I think he did really well in that position.
I think he's a decent player. I'm going to be honest with you. I was never a big fan of him, but he's been doing good in the recent weeks, and, he's the reason why they ended up tying the game. And He actually got the man of the match too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, I mean, 2.5. Me, if I was a Tottenham fan or a Tottenham player, I'd be so deflated because, all right, we're 1-up against City. You know, we've proven that we can play against them. We're up, and then a couple minutes later, own goal. All right, it was from our captain. Let's pick our heads up, and then defensive mistake, down 2-1 going into half. Seemed like it would have been a big deflator, but the opposite was true. Even Kulusevski, after the game, he did a little interview, and he said that during halftime, Ange Postecoglou was pretty much like, "Come on, guys, stop thinking, just play," and that switched everything because we saw a different Tottenham in the second half.
Yeah, but in the beginning of the half, Vicario, another bad pass out the back, and Bernardo Silva had a nice shot. I mean, nice save, but still, it's those passes that were killing them too.
That's their style of play. You must play out the back.
Yep.
It don't matter who you are playing out the back. You're not hoofing it up.
Yep. And that's why also Basuma messed up in the second half too. And then Haaland got the ball and passed it to Grealish to score.
Yeah.
So they got to clean that up a bit. But as far as the result, 3-3, fair result for me. Jack Grealish coming in. Bro, he was on a serious drought, bro.
Yeah.
Like this was his 27th game without a goal.
Oh,
and
my
then
days.
he scored this game.
27 games without a goal as a winger? That's a little outrageous, bro. I didn't know that, but I'm glad he broke his drought because that's crazy, especially with Doku potentially being out for the next game or two.
He's going to be needed.
For me in the second half, Man City, I think they were, I don't want to say comfortable, but they definitely took the pedal off the gas. The gas off the pedal. How does this quote go? The gas off the pedal off the gas?
The foot off the pedal.
Foot off the pedal.
Yeah. Pedal off the foot.
They took their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And they looked a little bit more complete, like more like possession, like not really going after that killer instinct style and finish off the game, which I think kind of bit them in the ass a little bit because they kind of could have finished the game in the first half if Haaland didn't miss those chances.
Yeah, in the first half, not even just Haaland, Alvarez too ended up had one because that playing out of the back situation. He had a good chance. He hit the post, and Haaland, that's got to be the miss of the season. But
I literally have a hit miss of the season, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is. He scores a lot of goals, so I mean, if the guy does that, he doesn't do it often. You can't really hold him accountable, I would say. But they could have closed the game early if they wanted to, but when you don't close the game, you leave the opposing team a chance to come back and execute and come big.
Yeah. And
that's what they did. Lo Celso scored.
What a banger.
Yeah.
Great. 2 goals in 2 games, bro. He's really these aren't like little tap-in goals, bro. These are like proper shots, finesse.
That
power.
Was outside the box.
Outside the box, curled it into the near post.
Assist from my boy, Sonny.
Yeah, got me my points on my fantasy, man. I'm enjoying it, man.
It's funny how you talk crazy about Son.
Hey, listen.
And he's on your fantasy. That's alarming for me.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Yep, I guess so. But Son, great game. Undugi did pretty good.
I'm glad you brought him up. Undugi, bro. I saw him playing left forward many times in the game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to explain this. I mean, you're playing left back. It's not like you're playing 3 in the back like Bayer Leverkusen where you might have a little bit more licensing to go up. The coach is working. Like I said, it's working, but it's risky, man. High risk, high reward. But man, he's playing left forward at many points. He's right next to Son, in line with Son. Many times I saw him in line with the forward line. It's crazy.
Because Ange Postecoglou, he gives his players a chance to show personality, on top of him playing his system,
That's good.
Undugi, he was playing like you said, left wing, left forward at times, and that's probably why they scored and came back too. Brennan Johnson, I thought, had a pretty good game. He actually assisted Kulusevski for the winning goal. Oh. And, he legit bullied Ake, bro.
And that's a player that doesn't get bullied. Nathan Ake, he's like, proper defender, man. One of the best defenders in the league, I think. And I'm not saying that because he was a former Chelsea player. Like, came from Bournemouth, and he became a different player at City. And he's tough as nails. And for him to get bullied like that is a lapse of concentration, I would think, because he just literally just got out-jumped.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for that one. Like, Kulusevski bullied him, bro. Like, if you see, a replay, this dude went flying, bro.
He got back. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Haaland, bro, more complete player I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of more layoffs from Haaland instead of turning and shooting. He had an assist with his weak foot. Like, he's becoming more of a complete player, and once he hits that complete forward level, he's going to be dangerous, bro, because then he's really going to be unpredictable. The last thing to the piece of the puzzle that he really needs to do and perfect is, outside the box threat shooting, because I haven't seen any real shots like that from outside the box. But if he can clean that up or perfect that side of the game as he perfects his playmaking abilities and laying off, and I'm asking him to be, Kevin De Bruyne, but simple layoffs, holding it up. I've seen as the season progresses, better improvement in hold-up play, and giving Bernardo Silva and Foden, players like that, more space, like we talked about with Fulkrug. He's doing the same thing, and Haaland's just on a different level. So,
towards the end of the game,
I was about to say, yeah, go ahead.
Haaland. I don't know. Ref says play on, so I don't know why they didn't let them play on,
bro.
He gives the ball to Grealish. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if the ref played it, I don't think Grealish is going to go on and score. You know why? Grealish is slow for me. I don't think he got that much pace.
He don't.
Emerson's going to catch up to him.
He might.
But it's just
it's
fact that...
It's a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, it's a goal-scoring opportunity, and it's just the fact that you say play on, but then Grealish gets the ball, and you're blowing the whistle.
See,
this was the same ref that ref the Liverpool game. People need to look into his support system, and check his closet and see what type of jerseys that he got hung up in his room.
It might be a Tottenham jersey.
Because it seems like there's a lot of Tottenham jerseys up in there, you know? Probably
like
got a Gareth Bale signed jersey in there.
And
a boy Van der Vaart up there,
Bro, and this is the thing. If a player stopped a chance for another player to score a goal, what happens? Red card. Referee, on 2 occasions this season, has stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. 1-match suspension. Come back next game. Sorry, made a mistake. When is the accountability going to start coming in? Because, like you said, Haaland is getting hacked. And he's so strong, he finds a way to hold up the ball, turn, find Grealish on the run, and play him the ball. He indicates his hand like this. Play on. Advantage.
It then blows the whistle.
Then as Jack Grealish has the ball, and it's him and Vicario with Emerson behind him, blows the whistle, bro. And, we've seen the Haaland face go viral, and I'm not even mad at Haaland. I'm not mad at all the City
he was about
players.
to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he looked kind of crazy. He looked like he was about to...
His final form for Dragon Ball Z, bro.
The final boss, bro, because I never seen anything like that. And, it's crazy,
If the ref calls it back when, straight up calls a foul when Haaland gets hurt, all right, cool. But to allow gameplay...
To say, play on, advantage...
Yeah,
and then put,
they gotta look back at that, bro, or go to his house and look at his closet.
Oh, no, I don't know about all that. But what they did do is they charged Man City for not retaliating, but like confronting the referee in front of and during the game. I guess you're not supposed to do that, but there's certain situations where you're like, there's such a big mistake, you gotta let people react the way they react. And at first, I thought he was calling it back because of offsides or something, but then I looked at the replay. Jack Grealish is onside. He's onside when the ball is played, and it's a goal-scoring opportunity. And, Man City could have went top of the league with that. But not that I want them to, but let's keep fairness and consistency with the game. But fair play to Tottenham. They fought till the last whistle, and they come up with a point against the reigning champions.
Yeah, now they sit in 5th. Aston Villa's in 4th, I believe. City in 3rd.
And look at this. They haven't kept a clean sheet in 4 Premier League matches. 3 draws in a row. Is this something to be concerned for Man City fans and Man City players, and more specifically Pep Guardiola, because we know them as being defensively sound, and it looks like they're not practicing defense on the training anymore. It's just attacking systematic stuff. Is this something that needs to be changed, or is this just a bumpy road in a ride?
I think something needs to be changed in a sense, and it's definitely a bumpy road because it's not the City that we know.
Mm-hmm.
Conceding 3 goals,
right?
Conceding a couple goals against Leipzig, and I mean, conceding
Chelsea
1
4-4.
Yeah, Chelsea 4-4. Liverpool 1. That's not much, but you're talking about 4 goals, 3 goals. Those are big goals. 2, okay.
Didn't they lose to Wolves? 2-1.
Yeah.
You know,
but you know what I noticed? I feel like defensively they lost a lot more shape when John Stones went out, and they haven't been the same.
That's true.
Don't get me wrong. Akanji is great. Guardiola, he's great, but I think he may be the weak link right now.
Yeah.
But he's a new player, new team. He's phenomenal. Maybe it's just going to take time. And he's obviously playing on a left-hand side most of the time, like as a left defender.
And he's not really a left back. He's more of a left-footed center back that could play left back.
Yeah, exactly. He has pace, don't get me wrong, but I believe that may be the weak link right now.
Did you see what Pep said about him? They asked him, Guardiola, $90 million signing, young, potential, 21 years old. And can you ever see him stepping into the Stones role and, playing like Stones?
No
he
way.
said absolutely not. He doesn't have what it takes right now.
No.
Pep said
Without
that right out the
no,
gate.
he doesn't have that technique. But as far as Pep, he still believes that they're going to win the league.
Of course.
And he's a big fan of Ange Postecoglou. And I think that's respectful, managers see good managers and they salute them and they understand game.
Yeah. That's respect, and respect meets respect, and I think it was a fair draw for both squads. Tottenham obviously more attacking in the second half, and Man City have some things that they got to clean up. So fair play.
But we said this in the beginning of the season. I said City does not look like the same Man City from last year.
You did, and now we see it.
And we see it now. But yeah, that's the end of this segment. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope you enjoyed the 3 segments that we chosen this week. Like, share, and subscribe. I can't stress anymore. We would love the subscribers.
We cannot stress it anymore. Like, share, subscribe.
Exactly. We need the subscribers, and if you feel free to shoot us messages on what you liked, what you disliked,
in the comments,
what you feel about what happened in the game, what you want us to talk about in the future, or even if you want to maybe come in and maybe have a nice chat with us one day.
Stay tuned for that, my friends.